Good morning, our people. Welcome to the program. We missed you guys last week.
Yes.
We did not do a good job communicating, how things are going to be. But some of you did catch what went on. We had the
Yeah.
Omada program. So we did not have our own program. So anyway, so welcome. Really missed our audience
Yeah.
last week.
Yes.
So we are happy to see you here. Please continue to help us to share. As usual, it looks like they are blocking once again, but that's what they do. We have heard that if you keep clicking that like button, it helps to knock off the algorithm that makes sure that nobody sees this program. So help us to continue to click like on the program to allow other people to see it. At the same time, please help us to share. Today is a very good show. It will save our sisters lots of money, and it will definitely save our brothers lots of money and time, because your woman will be doing her thing at home and not giving her your money, you guys' money, to other people. So it's actually good for the family. She'll be using her money to train her children. She'll be using her money to start businesses. She'll be using her money to do tangible things that can bring meanings and not fake things. So help us to share and like and click the notification button and all the nice things that we need to do to ensure that this program gets around. Continue to click the like button, because it's telling me nobody is watching, which I know is not true. So help us to get that information out there. We are so happy to see you guys. Christmas is around the corner. Not that I'm
Yay.
for those that it is for. It is around the corner, so be safe and take care of yourself. Don Richie, welcome to the program. He said Don Richie reacted to our this thing, but
Thanks.
he's telling me nobody is watching. But anyway, that's
Mhm.
fine. All right, go
We're
ahead.
used to their lies.
What did you
We're
say?
used to their lies.
My day were used to their lives. My name is Mona Jim Saga, and I am here in Houston, Texas. Go ahead, Sister.
Thank you so much. My name is Dr. Epi Simon Okube, and I usually broadcast from Lexington today. And I mean, usually, but today, somewhere else, and that we'll continue to bring our broadcast to you no matter where we find ourselves at any point in time. So, thank you so much, those that missed us last week, and those that joined us where we went to for the Omada Igbo events. The great events that Omada Igbo, the daughters of the land from Igbo nation, they took back their position. And today we are trying to build on that because we're already taking back our position. And we want to find out what are the things that exploit us as women. Because when you are exploited as a woman, you're not able to have enough power and resources to do what you should do for your children, for your husband, for your brothers, for your uncles, and for your people. So it is important. That's what my sister said, that today's topic is very important. You can't give what you don't have. So it's important for us that women of our land should get back their power, their resources, so they can put it and invest it where we need it most. Thank you so much. Please, for those coming for the first time, you're welcome. Those that are stumbling on our video for the first time, thank you so much. You need this information. Please continue to share, like, and follow us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister AP. So let's just give a few more minutes to share. I can't even find it. Sister AP, have you seen the video? I don't see it on my
Go ahead, check
phone.
now.
So it looks like they're blocking it. Yeah, if you can
Yes, I'm
send
saying
something
thanks for your husband.
so I can share. Thank you, I got it. Welcome to the program. We're just sharing the videos. Please help us to share. Some people, for some reason, they don't have access to it. Thank you, thank you. We are not mute. We're here. Um, Continue to help us to share. Hopefully, you're not killing yourself over these so-called Christmas holidays. To me, it's just another day. If you cannot afford it, do what you can and call it a day. Don't do anything that you will regret. Don't use your last money for your business to invest to impress homeboys.
No way.
No. So
Have to stop that.
just another day. For me, I'm not even eating rice that day. I'm going to drink smoothies and call it a day. So whatever you can do, don't stress yourself. Don't believe the hype because they make it sound like you have to have new clothes, new car, launch your house, open your house, buy your car. No, it's just not just
Exploitation, exploitation, my dear. It's
yes,
always of
somebody is
exploiting us.
benefiting from all of this. So
Hmm.
just do what you can and bounce. Do what you can and keep it moving. Don't
Yep.
overstress yourself. Do not overstress yourself. It's just another day in a year. That's all. And people are getting. I spoke to my sister a few days ago. She's like, "Can you believe Christmas is around the corner? And I'm not running around like a mad chicken with their head cut off." She says she's calm. She's not doing anything. That she's going to treat it just like another day. I say, "Good girl, you're getting it."
Orientation. We need proper orientation, reorientation for our people. We
Reorientation.
have killed ourselves for nothing. And then
Yeah,
as a result, we are so exhausted, we can't handle the important things that we should handle because we're exhausted doing things that we don't need to do.
right.
It's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. Anyway, in line to this reorientation is our topic today because we've watched so many years now how black women especially were being exploited. If we are not being transported to Europe to go and be prostitute, we are used at the Mediterranean Sea to transport whatever, or at Libya desert to do whatever. We just want to take our power back. And with the program that we had last week, telling you guys the power of Omoada and what Omoada can do, we literally want to take our power back. We want to do things differently. So that's why we are doing this topic today called Exploitation of African Women. There is a saying that goes that when you train a woman, you train a nation. I don't know if I need to break that down. To me, it's simple. It's my mother that makes sure that I'm here right now talking to you. It's my mother that makes sure that everything that I know that I needed to know how to manage a home, how to keep things clean, because management is a big thing. How you can make something this big, this small, I mean, become this big. Guess what? Not everybody um, has that gift. But we, the women, for the sake of our children, for the time that we spend in the labor room pushing out another human beings, we don't have any choice. We don't have any choice than to make the most of what we are. And we heard our brother Trevor Noah echo that in his final uh, farewell in his show. I'm going to play that at the end. How he, gave kudos to Black women for all the things they've been doing. Because, like he said, we cannot afford to F up. We just can't. Because when we F up, our children's lives will be endangered, if not killed. So we cannot afford to mess up at all. Hmm. When Africa is exploited, her people, especially the weak, are also exploited. Women and children typically bear the brunt of wickedness against the African continent. And it's just not even in the African continent. Here in America, when you go and look at the salary for all the genders in America, Black women are at the bottom of it. And the sad part of all of this is that then when you look at the most educated gender in America, or should I say now in the world, black women are on top. Then when it comes to salary, the gap is so much that we are at the bottom. So long before colonization and corrupt of African spirituality and way of life, women, especially African women, they have self-worth before the exploitation began. In some cultures, women had separate powerful institutions that took care of their needs and protected them from unnecessary harm from those stronger than they are. They are revered and kept sacred. Sister Ekwi told me a story yesterday about what her mom told her, how women were taking, her mom is in her 80s, how women were taken care of back then. And the mom was like, we didn't, like, were you guys having issues? It's like, no, there was no need to have issues because everybody understood their lane. They know where to, everybody was staying in their lane. So there was no reason for fighting or arguing or everything. They were okay. And that's why they were walking around naked. Nobody will come and rape you. You will go to the stream by yourself with no clothes on, nobody on the road, and you will go and come back safely. So women were taken care of during those days, especially in our land, because we are from Igbo, from the great Igbo nation. We know about the Oma, that the daughters of the land is one of such institutions with natural mandate to make decisions and fix things in our land. They collectively did this without permission or validation from anyone. And this, remember, they said that we didn't know anything about democracy. This is when our mothers, our great 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 grandmothers, they were allowed to make decisions on their own. Women were never seen as powerless, vulnerable, or endangered as they are today. In the face of many lies and misconceptions, our language help us to connect the dots, right? Because in our language, we use idioms, we use different things to indicate who we are, what we have done in the past. We know about certain names that is used to eulogize women and indicate to us how our ancestors saw and treated us. We have names like Wani Bife, women, which means women are valuable. We have Ugo Bueze, a name for a God's child, meaning king's pride. We have Urenna, her father's pride. We have Oledo, Nupu gold, of the father. We have Nnemeka, motherhood is beautiful. And then also we have Nedema, motherhood is good, as well as Neka, mother is supreme. So you can see that our women were never relegated to the background or treated any kind of way or made to feel like they don't count. It was only when the colonial criminals came and saw what was going on that they, divided us and put women in the background, put men in the front, told women they can't go to school, tell men they can go to school, separated the whole thing. And that's why we are in the mess, big mess that we are today. As we are looking, almost one in every two African American women have experienced violence at some point during their life. According to the UN studies, 44% of African women experience gender-based violence. They are abused, they are exploited, both physically, emotionally, financially, sexually, and even spiritually. It has now become taboo for African women to be strong and opinionated, as women who dare to talk about these things are punished for blaming their abusers. We know that the church will protect them. The pastor will rape you, and your church members will tell you to shut up. You even tell your mom will say, "You're Banja, you be giving me trouble since I gave birth to you." Nobody wants to believe you. So evil continue to thrive in our land. Some of them will ask you, why did you allow them to abuse you? Or what did you do to them to make them abuse you? So you can see that ihe mebigo. Our brother Chinua Achebe said that things has fallen apart and the center cannot hold. So we need to right all this wrong. These are the part of the truth squad that we are talking about us becoming truth ambassadors and bring back all these things that have messed up our society because we left our roots. We left work for our forefathers and start following some random people that smoke drug at every ounce of irritation, at every ounce of depression, they're already on drugs. When we have systems, institutions, things that had us doing better, thriving in life, being fair to each other, being fair to men, being fair to women, being even fair to children. When you have all these things in alliance, we have no other choice than to progress. But all those things has been damaged. So we need to do better. We're going to present you guys some information today that is mind blowing. The amount of resources that we are spending on things that we are not supposed to spend on, and living things that we're supposed to be taking care of. Go ahead, Sister P, while I pull up the video.
Thank you, my sister. It's so painful. It's so heartbreaking. We left the things we're supposed to be taking care of and then got ourselves distracted with things that shouldn't matter. Started recreating ourselves as women, more interested in the creation of how we look outwardly, and didn't bother about what was going on in the inside. Got distracted. So much distraction from everywhere. So, my sister, our people really need this today's topic, and because if we bring it down to what is happening to us, talking about distractions, while our people are busy fighting, like for their survival. Some people say that they must impose certain leaders on them. To the extent that two different think tanks from the US have warned our people that the outcome of the next election will be something else that they might not, they'll not be able to handle. Kind of trying to warn them ahead of time. But rather than being careful and thoughtful and reasonable, our people want to be distracted. Since 1966, we've had mediocrity as
Hmm.
our standard. Mediocrity became our standard, where mediocres make critical decisions that
Hi.
will affect everyone. And we did not bother. We want to be distracted. How we look, how we shape, how we do this, how do that. The important things are left. Crooked elders combined with inexperienced criminal youths have been making decisions, critical decisions concerning us, our children, our husband, and our lives, our destiny. But thank God for the Nina's team. And we're collaborators, we're working with them because we want to work with people that want to move our people forward. That's why it's so important to us. This is the first time Africans are coming together, forming alliance, submitting themselves to a well-planned process towards a predetermined outcome. So that's why even before we start running this program, we want to give kudos to the Nina's team for what they're doing, for what they have done through the years. Because we told you that this at the end of this period, they're going to come out with all that they have done this whole period, the results, and then the effect. So we are bringing everything down in this show. We give you the details and then make it connect for you to connect the dots to know how this one is linked to this one. We are talking about the exploitation of women. But when we finish telling you how women are being exploited, you will link it to how the country is being exploited and how to the continent is being exploited and why we are where we are. So please sit down, get your cup of tea or whatever, water, sit down and let's go through this. Please go ahead with your video, my sister.
Just give me a minute. These people decided to run an ad as usual.
Yeah. When we're talking important things, what they want to sell is what is important to them. But it's okay. Say it is all right. We have now come on the table so that we can discuss the things that matter to us, that matter to our children. It's no longer okay for us as women, for the things that will matter to us to be how to fix our hair, to fix our nose, to reshape our face, everything while we are doing all that. The children we birth into this world are being destroyed on daily basis. And they'll tell you, no, 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 women go to the background. No, women, no, 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 that's not going to happen anymore. We are on that discussion table because we are giving birth to children. So it is our responsibility to plan with our husbands, brothers, and sisters how these children will thrive. These children will thrive. It is a, we don't need to ask anybody, please, because we are not animals. We are human beings. If we are giving birth to children, then it is our responsibility to ensure that our children are well taken care of, that they do not die like lizards and rats. Is he ready yet?
Yes.
Okay, please go ahead. Thank you. Are they still doing adverts or no? I'm not hearing it. Is it playing?
Yes.
I can't hear it from the other end, or is it me? Can they tell us if they can hear it, or is it just me not hearing it? I can't even see. It's not even showing.
Okay. Let me. Can you guys hear? Audience, can you all hear? Because I'm hearing okay on my side.
I can't even. I'm on live. I'm checking to see what they're saying.
Okay. Let me. Can you guys hear? Audience, can you all hear? Because I'm hearing okay on my side.
I can't even. I'm on live. I'm checking to see what they're saying.
Oh, she said we can't hear.
Yes, it has not even started playing on live.
I see. Okay, I'll play it again. I'm sorry. But are you seeing the writings?
Yes, it has not even started playing.
I
It's not
know.
playing.
Can you see the writings though? Okay, I'll play it again. I'm sorry.
No, I can see what people are commenting, but nothing
Okay,
like
let me
no
stop sharing.
video, nothing.
Let me stop sharing. I can hear, but it's showing. Okay, Billy said I can hear, but it's showing. Okay, let me try it again. I am so sorry, guys. Yeah, that's technology. Technonzo. For somebody saw Technonzo. Okay, I'll replay it again. Um, my that's our sister, our mother, Maya Angelou. We know everybody knows about her. So we decided to use her video today as a theme of what we are doing because we want to encourage our sisters. We want us to be comfortable in our skins. We want you to stop taxing our brothers to pay for your Chinese hair and your Indian hair and your human hair and your dead hair and your alive hair. We want you to stop spending money on your nails, giving Chinese people that don't give a damn about you or your money. We want you to stop the eyebrow fixing so that you're not charging all this money for this and this. You are beautiful just the way you are. Anybody telling you otherwise is trying to make money off of you. And the sooner we start singing this song, the sooner we start singing what I should call the new African women not anthem, the better for us because they are making billions off of us by letting us think that we are not worthy, that we are not beautiful, that we are this, that we need their makeup to recreate what God has already created. The biggest 419 of the century, do not fall for it. You are beautiful just the way you are. Go ahead, Sister Upi.
You are beautiful just the way you are. The way you are. How many times are we going to say it, women? Daughters of the land, wives, you are beautiful just the way you are. You are, yes. When you look at yourself into the window, into the mirror, what do you see? A gorgeous creation of God, a piece of artwork that took God time to process. The
Hmm,
way you think, the way you reason, the way you walk majestically, the way you mold your family, the way you sacrifice
hmm,
for your home, for your children, for your husband, for your brothers, for your family, your father's family, your husband's family, everyone, the way you sacrifice. African woman, you are gorgeous. You are beautiful just the way you are. That's how we're going to say it. But the people that came into Africa started by exploiting the women because they found out that African women used to be the bone of the society, the
hmm.
backbone of the society, very resilient, very sacrificing, very self giving. They said, okay, for us to break this society, we need to get the women distracted, destroyed, and preoccupied with things that do not matter so that we can take her children from her and destroy them. That's what I want to start from where the exploitation actually began. And we're saying we need to stop the exploitation of Africa. As we are talking about stopping the exploitation of women, African women, is also tied to the exploitation of Africa and Africans. Let's look at slave trade, which is still going on till today. It has changed the name. Now it's called sex trafficking. It's still slave trade.
Yep.
They're still moving our children. Our children go through the Mediterranean Sea. There's one that we encountered that told us the story how they will put spokes of a machine in their womb to pluck out any child that grows inside it because they rape you every day in that journey through the Mediterranean Sea, through Libya, through all the dungeon and every places that our children have to go through because they're going looking for food, greener pastures. When you hear horrible stories, how mothers and children are raped, you give birth, they still rape the children, just like the slave trade, how it was done when the slave trade started. So we say slave trade has not ended. It needs to end. Colonialism, when they made corruption to become systemic,
Hmm.
divide and conquer, using everything, religion, politics, everything they brought to Africa. They brought them to use them to divide us so that they can conquer us and take our resources. That's what colonialism did. Slave trade didn't stop. It just keeps changing names from one era to the other. Colonialism is still slave trade. When we shouted about colonialism, they gave us fake freedom, fake independence. And that's what we call neo-colonialism, because it's that from that neo-colonialism that we have terrorism, where they are breeding terrorists in our land. When we shouted, they came in to colonize us. When we shouted, they now terrorize our children. They put our children on hard drugs, mkpụrụ mmiri, codeine, whatever. In different ethnic, when they enter the ethnic setting, they will know which drug to use for your youths. What do they have in mind? To destabilize the African countries and African governments. We look at Nigeria as a case because we are from Nigeria in that geographical space. So we can tell you what has been going on there. And that's why we can use that to explain. what we are trying to explain to our people. And we say this needs to stop. That's why we're talking about it. We are not saying it to lament, because like we people, we told you that we are working with Minas. We are not even talking hiding about it, because we want this to stop. We want our people to have a better life. We want there to be improvement in the way our people live. That's why we are working hard, because nobody will do it for us. As mothers of the land, as daughters of the land, we are the ones giving birth to the children that are being exploited and killed. So it is important to us. We don't need anybody's permission to do what we're doing. We are just explaining what we are doing. We are not lamenting. We are explaining to you how we have found what the problem is, and then the solution for it. And we are moving on it. It has not happened before. This is the first time Africans are coming together to say, okay, we're going to put a process in place, and we will go through it until we get the predetermined outcome. So slavery has to stop. Colonialism has to stop. Neocolonialism has to, because this is how African women are being exploited. When there is no system that supports equity, justice, and fairness, you know what? The weak in the society will be vulnerable and exploited. And unfortunately, our women are one of those groups, weak people in the society. So when the society does not have equity, justice, and fairness like we had before, because we had democracy before colonialism, at least in the place we come from. We come from an Igbo. We are Igbo women. So other people can talk about their own, because we keep telling you that Nigeria is made up of nations, nations that should be on their own. They were cobbled together, mixed up, and put under a system of slavery. We're saying these things need to stop, because that's how our women are being exploited. Our system they give to us is a system that rewards predators. Like my sister said, the politicians, the pastors, the priests, they rape our women, they destroy our women. And then guess what? The system of Nigeria rewards them. This system is what make our people defend their pastors even when they are wounding them.
Mm.
Your pastors will bring shame to you. You will applaud and raise them up. From their recklessness, our people are poor and destroyed, devastated, but you cannot say anything. You uphold them. Why? Because of the system of exploitation that have been put in place. Who is going to take care of this ones being devastated and destroyed? When the politicians, like my sister said at the beginning of this show, the pastors, the priests, rape our women, destroy our women, you are more interested in preserving them, the predators. They say, oh, my pastors, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. What of the ones that your prophets is destroying? The women being destroyed emotionally, psychologically, financially, and otherwise being exploited. Who is going to take care of them? Who is going to defend them? Do you know what happens to hurting people?
Hmm.
You know what happens to these victims? Victims of these predators. Why do we have predators? Like we said, the system called Nigeria was not made to work for the people. As a result, it's a system that breeds and rewards predators. They come in all angles. Like you say, politicians are there, religious angle, all of that there. They exploit our people. But because of how wrong things are, our people will defend the predators and ignore the weak, the ones that are being destroyed. I heard of a pastor or a man of God or somebody that used to sing or something. He got a woman pregnant, abandoned the woman and the child. I went to social media. What did I see Nigerian Christians fighting and talking about? They were defending the man, the singer, the Christian singer. They were busy saying, you wounded him, you destroyed him, you killed him. How about the woman that was abandoned? How about the child that was abandoned? Nobody's talking about that. Why? Because our system is sick.
Hmm.
Our people do not reason properly anymore. Some of these victims will never recover. Some of them are now on hard drugs. I hear of another girl again that her pastor father kept raping her, and the mother kept defending the stupid pastor. As a result, this girl got on hard drugs. A small child, a small girl. That's what happens when the system is broken. The women are exploited and their children are exploited. Imagine if someone does that to your daughter. How will you feel? You politicians,
My
you
brother-in-law told me that the cheapest thing in Nigeria right now is women. Like you can, everything else is more expensive, but women you can get it for nothing.
because they have devalued our women. Now our women are cheap. Ordinary Indomie, Fulani man will rape a daughter of Igbo land.
Mm.
Ordinary onion bulb. They give you just onion. They sleep with you and rape you. They even have a hotel room where these men, the girls go and rent. Girls that should be in school rent, and then the men they rotate the room. I don't even know how they do the whole thing. I had a cousin that was looking for a wife from back home. He said, "Okay, I need any woman to go through medical checkup. I will go through medical checkup too." He found out that all of them were carrying syphilis, transmitted diseases, so that's sharing everywhere, sharing diseases. Our people are being exploited. Our women are being exploited. If our women are exploited, our women are hurting people, hurt people. Our women are broken and devastated, then they will not be able to help us to build the nation we want to build because they are down and out. Our women are natural caregivers. If they are sick, what happens to the entire society? The entire society will become sick. That woman that you have failed to protect, she will get disease for you and give it to you as a man. If our women are being destroyed, are being exploited, how are we going to move to the next level?
Mm.
If you hurt women, you're hurting everyone. If you do not defend women, you can't defend their children either. Look at the effects of exploitation on Black women. Yes, while we're saying Black women, we know women are generally exploited sometimes in some environment, but this one is so bad because Africa as a continent is being exploited. And if Africa and Africans are being exploited, the worst part will be the women and their children because they bear the brunt of this exploitation. Exploitation of African women leads to loss of self-worth, low esteem, lack of confidence and identity. That's what happens. Sorry, can we go to the next? Okay. Yeah. So that's what happens that's the effects when women are exploited. Women will begin to use everything they have or that they don't have to create an artificial picture of who they are not because someone has devalued their real personality and told them they are less in value.
Mm.
I'll go to that again. When our women are exploited, they will lose their value, the self worth. They will lose it. There will be low esteem. They will have low esteem. There will be lack of confidence and identity. You see, when a Black woman now says, "Oh, when I'm Black, I'm ugly. So let me bleach myself so that I look like a white woman." What do you think is going on? Is her identity. She's losing her identity. There's a case of a man that wanted to marry from like he went one village, so he was going to the village to find out more about the girl he wanted to marry. I think so. The girl they had Ada and Ngozi. So he came and said, "I want to marry. This is where is the family?" He was trying to get to the family, Ada's family. So he said he was describing the girl. He said she's light in complexion, she's slim, she's tall. The villager said, "No, the person that is light in complexion is Ngozi. Ada is dark in complexion." The confusion went on until the young man said, "Okay, take me to Ada's house, whether she's light or dark. Just let me just get there." What has happened? Ada has lost her identity because the Ada that left the village, a Black girl, has become a white girl that the young man met in town. So the villagers could not lead the young man to the village. Imagine if it was more important information that he was trying to bring, like urgent information. He couldn't even get to the family to assess them because Ada has become a white woman. So they're exploiting us, even our identity. We said women will begin to use everything they have or do not have to create an artificial picture of who they are not because someone devalued their real personality and told them they are less in value. That's why we're passionate about what we're doing. Somebody will say, what are the symptoms and manifestation of victimhood? Millions of broken women inside church can be not just church, fake religious institutions. They seek help and healing in this. When you check, you see, in churches, women, African women are the ones that are more religious. If you go to churches, they feel everywhere. They're everywhere. Somebody will say, why are they everywhere? Why is it that when you get to any church, if you want to see who the people, pastors will deceive, is the women. If the men say we don't care, you care because it's your money. You are the one that will buy a car for your wife and she will carry it and dash her pastor. Very soon they will start dashing their house, your house, to their pastor.
They already dashing their children now. Remember, you will cook, you give it to your child to go and give to the father, and the father will eat the food and eat the child. All by
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So what is a car if you're already giving away your daughters?
Exactly. Exactly, my sister. You say, oh, Father, Reverend, their pastors, they will respect them more than the husbands at home. The best food is what they will take to these predators. They don't care about their husband. So you have millions of broken women in these churches. They will do everything possible to keep these institutions, whether they are fake, they are not. Oh, my pastor, my pastor. They are the ones already also running around with politicians. What are they seeking? They are broken women looking for help and healing. Wherever it's located, they want to get it. That's what happens when you leave women vulnerable. When women are vulnerable, they're exploited. And when they're exploited, the whole society is exploited. And then, because they are broken and hurting, they are looking for healing where there's no healing. And in looking for that healing, they also get exploited. Because that's what is taking them to the pastor, the priest, the reverend, and the even traditional priest, because it's not just the pastors. They also go to the traditional worshippers that promise them that they will do juju for them, to do this, to do that, to do that. Why are they doing that? Because there have been people that are hurting, that are looking for help, and they end up being exploited. We're talking about the symptoms and the manifestations of victimhood. When they're already victims, they have been exploited, you're going to see, you'll be able to have some symptoms that you'll be able to recognize. The first one I've told you, the women are, your churches is full of women, broken women. It's not like that in some other environments. In some other environment, you have men very serious in churches. But in Africa, it's women you find everywhere inside church. What are they looking for? They are looking for healing. And unfortunately, rather than the church becoming that healing place for the women, they exploit them even better, even more. Another symptom is the lifestyle changes. They begin to buy and try to acquire things they don't need. Even things that some of them cannot afford. Because we are not killjoy. We are not saying you should not buy nice wear and look good. No. We're saying that you use what you don't have to acquire what you don't need.
Mm.
Where we live, they will say, buy 7 to get 20 free. You don't even need the 7 that you're buying, and they want to give you 20 free. So endless buying. Why are they doing that? They're trying to fill a void that is inside. Things that they can't afford. To please the people that do not care about them. Oh, you look, girl. Now they're on social media. A married woman is on social media that's saying, girl, you're sexy. And she's turning around and feeling happy. Because there's a void inside. Nobody has ever told her at home that she is beautiful and she's sexy. So that's why she has to take it from social media, from children that are her children's playmates. And nobody's rebuking anybody. It is okay. Why? Because there's a void inside. The woman has been exploited. There's a void that needs to be filled. These are the symptoms. You make yourself to appear some kind of way in order to fill that void and holiness inside. Why is this happening? Because our women are being exploited. And we're saying this exploitation has to stop. It can't continue this way. I'll allow my sister to come in also to give us even more details of how our people are being exploited, how women are being exploited. Because on this show, we don't just talk anyhow, we break it down so that you won't say you did not understand. So she's going to give us examples and mention some statistics that when you hear, when she gave me some of the statistics, I said, what did you say? Can you repeat what you just said? How? How did we get here? Please, my sister, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Please continue to help us to share. You can see they are again doing what they normally do. As you click the like button, we are told that it help to knock off the algorithm that will allow more people to see the video. So please help us to share, 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 share. We are definitely wanting our sisters to hear what all these informations today, because this is life changing. Until you begin to see things in figure, my 20-year-old son was spending a credit card, swipe, swipe, swipe. I finally sat him down and showed him all the swipe, swipe, swipe that he did. This boy was like, "Mommy, I'll give you permission to call the bank for me." He was flabbergasted how much swiping he did. Within the span of 4 months, you've already spent almost $4,000. He could not believe. He could not believe, because it was $10 here, $7 here, $15 here, $20 here. But then when he actually saw the figure all in one setting, he's like, "Wow!" Like he just don't believe it. So it's good to give up this number. So when we talk about examples of things that these people have made us to think that without this we don't look real. I've heard stories of women being told at work that, oh, you can't come in with your natural hair. You have to palm your hair. You can't do it this way. You have to put on makeup. You have to do these things. These things they are all partners in crime. All they are doing is for us to go and spend more money. When our hair, especially black women hair, is a crown that God has put on top of our head, and they don't want to see that crown. So they have us press it down instead of putting it up the way it's supposed to be. We have spent so much billions and millions on hair that we don't need. And you know what? As I was thinking about all these examples, I said, how would God feel, right? It's like you build a home, or you made a home and you handed it to your child, and your child said, "Oh, this home is not good," and then knock it all down and then put up something that he thought was better than what you spent 100 years to make. Imagine how heartbroken I will be. And I use that to sort of, refer to God as to, here he is, he created this masterpiece, this beautiful entity. And yet we allow people that are making money off of us. It's not like they're giving us all these things for free. They're making money off of us, and we are spending what we don't have in order to look certain ways. If they're not selling us hair, they're selling us eyebrow, they're selling us contact to change the color of our eyes, they're selling us everything that they can sell us. They're even putting in cheekbones. A lot of people don't have these cheekbones that we Africans have for free. People are going in to have their cheekbone inserted. If it's not cheekbone, they will tell us our nose is too flat to go and make it pointed. And then we'll have to pay for surgery. If that's not enough, they are telling us to put silicone in our lips. Mind you, if you guys remember what sister said about Batman, that was taken to France because she had these projected buttocks and was given syphilis, and over a period of time she died because they thought she looks weird. Now they're telling us our sisters are paying millions. Some people are even using Maggie. There was a story on BBC where women in some African country, they will melt Maggie, put it in syringe, and insert it in their butts. As we are speaking, with all the enlightenment, our sisters are still going to the garage of women that will put cement in their butts so that it can be projectors. Our sisters are going into garages to put in glue inside the butt. For what? Because, like my sister said, we are trying to fill a void that somebody had made us to fill. So, my brothers and sisters, if not for anything, begin to acknowledge your wife. Good morning, my beautiful, your daughters. You know, bring them up, admonish them, let them know that you care for them. Because if you don't give them these words, some other people may deceive them into thinking they are not worthy. Take the time off every time to make somebody, especially your Black daughters and your Black women, to let them know. As for me, I'm healed though. I'm just saying for those that are not healed, to let them know they are okay the way they are. They are fixing ears. They are doing breast. They are doing their abdomen, their butt, their nose. They are doing it all from money that we don't have as a community, because as we know, we are at the bottom of everything here in the world, not just in America, in the world. Black people are at the bottom. That we are spending money on things that other people will not spend money on. I don't see Chinese women with butts, but they control billions with their flat butts. Neither do I see an Indian with a butt, but they control billions. Because again, somebody has made us to feel unworthy. Somebody have made us to feel without these things that we are not human. And to make it even worse, when we spend all this money, they still don't consider us human. So it's like double whammy. They made you feel worthless. You go and spend all the money that you don't have. You're still a monkey and a baboon to them. So why don't we stop spending that money, handing it out to people that don't care about us, and using it to make a meaningful contribution in our communities? Is that too much to ask for? So we're going to share some staggering statistics. According to the data that they have, current data that they have, Blacks spend nearly 9 times more than non-Black counterparts on ethnic hair and beauty products. As of 2021, they spent $7.4 billion in a year. $7.4 billion. You can look this up. In 2018, Black consumers spent 473 million on hair products alone, which is 11.3% of sales for the $4.2 billion dollar hair care industry. They also mentioned that Black women spent 1.1 billion annually on wigs, weaves, and extensions. Do you see why they look at us and continue to identify us as monkeys and baboons? They don't buy anything. These people that are selling us this thing, they don't buy nothing from us. They don't buy nothing. Instead of buying it, they will steal it from us. But we will gather our money, gather our hard-earned money, go and give to Gucci, so I can carry Gucci like a slave. I will go and save my money. I will go out to Gucci store, carry Gucci, and then hang myself with Gucci name and be walking around as a slave that doesn't know who they are. While Gucci is sitting somewhere in Italy, now I'm gonna wear champagne or whatever he's drinking. I'm here carrying Gucci on my neck and making guy. When I'm supposed to be promoting my father's name, I'm carrying some other random guy's name I've never heard, because they say that he makes name brand bags and shoes and this. So in order for me to feel worthy, I will work hard, get $4,000 and go and buy some random man's bag. Hey, the thing is giving me headache, and put it on myself. And then now I'm advertising his brand for him without him doing anything than to sit in his home and drink champagne. Do you see that we have been played? Do you see that we have been destroyed? Do you see that our self-worth is nonsense? Because in order for me to feel worthy, I have to wear Gucci bag. I have to wear Louis bag. I have to wear whatever bag for me to feel worthy. This masterpiece that God has created. From 2016 to 2018, Black consumers spend on shampoo and conditioner products, at least 12.2% and 7.8% respectively. This is out of the billions of dollars that they're talking about. And then finally, it says in the US, Black consumers spend 18% of their annual income. Are you guys hearing this? They're saying almost 20%. 18% of their annual income on healthcare and beauty products. We have been played, my people. We have been played real bad. Please help us to share this information. If not for anything, share these statistics. Share it among your sisters, among your daughters, among your nieces, among your grandmothers. Share this thing, because when we add up these numbers, you can see how much, even if we take 1/10 of this, how much change we can impact in our communities.
My dear, imagine using your colonizer's hair to cover your crown. You had God-given crown. Now you go and bring your colonizer's hair to cover your own crown. What other statement do you need to make? That you are a slave. We're not saying that people should not do something once in a while, but the intention and inside your mind, how you are doing it and chasing after it, shows that you are really a slave and you have been enslaved from your mind. And it's costing a lot of money for the society, for the family. And our men will never have enough to build because everything is going in your hair, your eyelash, your buttocks, your breast. And the men do not even like these appearances.
They don't. They don't.
Black men don't like us looking fake. Black men say, "Oh, there's a reason why I'm not dating a white woman. I want my black woman back. I want to date my black woman. I'm satisfied the way she is. I can't recognize what is real from what is fake." Is your bride? I remember in those days, my husband would say, "Please teach me which one is the long hair," because he keeps seeing people with hair. He say, "Oh, that girl with long hair." I say, "It's not long hair, it's artificial." He said, "Please, I don't know the difference. Show me which one is this one, which one is that one." Please go ahead. I just said, let me,
No,
chip in.
I feel you, my sister. As I was researching these numbers, I saw a brother that was in his youth. He looks like a youth UPS truck driver. He said, "Where are the black women?" Because he can't find any. Because
Hmm.
each time he sees one, it's either they are wearing a Chinese hair or Indian hair or fake nose or fake eyes or fake ears or fake butt. He said he cannot afford themselves to even date them. Or even
Yeah.
UPS, yeah, his UPS money go get you guys in their hair for $300. How much is he making? Hmm?
And there's some of them
Please,
end up looking like sex toy.
I
If
know.
you're dating people like that, it's as if you're dating a toy. It's not a real human
And
being. If
it's
you touch the
expensive
eye,
toy,
it will fall off. If you
very
touch eyelid,
expensive.
it will fall off.
Right. You will pay for fingers for them to do their nails. A lady told me last week, "Oh, I have to go. I have this thing, nail shop appointment." I said, "You're still doing nail shop?" He said, "Yeah, the lady used to charge me 160, but because I come all the time now, she charged me 125."
Do you
I
even
said,
call that
"What?
name?
Hey,
Is it not claw? Does it not look like claw of vulture and
look at them all.
claws of what? How do you take
These
care of
people in
children
their
with this
people, they
thing?
don't put any fingers, so they have
They do not.
paid my sisters into thinking they have to go and do nails and whatever for
And
$425.
fixed
She says she
claws.
goes every 2 weeks, so that's $250 in a month."
Can you imagine? Find out what her salary is, that she's spending that only to put claws. Why wouldn't we be poor?
Oh,
Rather invest that thing in your brain. You invest in fixing animal claws.
my
Please.
dear, how do we undo these things? This is awful. Our brothers are crying that they can't afford to date anymore because some of the women will leave you and say, "Oh, I'm testing you to see if you will buy this Indian hair for me. You
Yes.
really love me, you must buy this Indian hair for me." So for you to test the love of your boyfriend is for him to go and pay $300 and give to Indians to be rich, 300 richer.
And tomorrow you are surprised that he did not marry you. Tomorrow you are surprised that he did not marry you. And they say their husband is scarce. I say husband is not scarce. Husband cannot be scarce.
Do you know why they're scarce? Because when they date a Chinese person, when they date a white person, they don't have to pay for hair, they don't have to pay for eyelashes, They don't have to pay for this. They don't have to pay for that. They don't have to pay for their nails. They don't have to pay for name brand because a white person will wear jeans and t-shirt from Walmart and go to the award and come back
So
with
we are the ones
slippers.
making husbands curse.
We're the one making husbands scarce.
Okay.
We are the one making husbands scarce. They cannot afford us anymore.
Yeah.
We cannot be using the money that we're supposed to be investing in stocks. Like I was telling my little nieces and cousins the other day, I said, every time you think about buying any Chinese product online, go and invest that money in stock and check it in a year and tell me how much you have. We have to do better. Instead of buying Nike shoe for $300, buy a Nike stock for $300.
Exactly. And be part of the ownership.
We have to do better, my people,
We need to.
because as we are speaking, they have replaced our values. They have
Terrible.
replaced our values with people in Hollywood. You will see them this week. They are dark skinned like me. Next week, they are light. They are super light. Their butt is bigger than the TV set and the producer that is producing the movie. They are marrying this husband and dropping him off the next day. They will go and marry something they know that is not going to work, so that they will act like they got married. Get pregnant, the husband will run off the next week. They have used, like I said, Gucci. So the new slaves now is the ones wearing them brand. Anywhere you see them, mark them as certified slaves. Hmm? The only difference is that the slave master didn't have to chase them. The slave master broke them down so much that they're so worthless that the only way they will feel worthy is to wear the slave master's brand. Hey! And put it on themselves to feel worthy. Can't you see, my people, that we have been played? They are telling us it's okay to have baby mamas. The likes of Davido's and Flavor, they are busy getting our girls pregnant and having baby mamas everywhere as if it's a badge of honor. Who told you guys? Hmm? Come and check people here having baby mamas and see how their head and their body and their nose is.
So terrible.
So terrible. Go to
Seven
Asian
children.
countries. Nobody promote any baby mamahood because
No.
they
Seven
understand that our
children.
children needs their fathers.
Exactly. 7 children from 7 men. How are you going to build stability in the life of that child? Have you imagined the psychological effect on these children? This father will come. He say, oh, this popcorn I bought is for Sonto. The other one will come. Okay, this shoe I bought is for Oninechi. Then Nkechi will say, what of my own? My own father is so useless. He did not buy shoe for me. Then the children are already fighting. How can you build relationship among the siblings? How can you build a family? How can you build stability in the lives of our children? Can you people see what you are doing to us? Can't you people see it? Can't you see it? Please go ahead, my sister. My
Yeah,
goodness.
it's very, very sad. We are saying that the exploitation must stop. We have to do better for the sake of our children. We must not cohabitate with someone that is not willing to marry us. In America, they will say, oh, why do I have to pay for the cow or for the cow when I'm already milking the cow? My dear, is business decision. I'm here to, there's a big old cow. You didn't allow me to buy the cow. You allow me to get the milk. What am I buying the cow for when I can
No
get the
need
milk?
now. No need. I
My,
already have all I need. Why
I
should I
already
marry
have,
you?
why should I marry you? So you can see there's a reason why God set it up the way he did.
Yeah.
Do you know that when you say no to that man for sex, he will bring heaven and earth down to go there. He will mix what? He will even go to Mediterranean Sea and come back for you. Unlike when you make it so cheap, he can get it from Nkechi, he can get it from Ngozi, he can even get it from Mama Nkechi and Mama Ngozi all combined. And we are complaining they don't want to marry you. A guy was saying online, he said, once you allow him to sleep with you and get you pregnant, this is a guy that I've already done this before. He said,
Yeah.
you become worthless.
Of course.
Once he gets you
Of course.
pregnant, he has taken your power from you.
Can you imagine?
He has taken your power from you. You cannot use the you'll be
There's no loyalty now. Yeah.
begging him. Yeah, make me a
Exactly.
virtuous woman. There's
Exactly.
no reason. You've given him your power. It's like he will put power before. Just like what they did us in Igbo land, where they told us our forefathers are the ones holding us down, knock all the houses in your father's compound down, knock the trees, knock everything down, because they knew those things, our ancestors are with us. Once we all knock it all down, they were easy to come and capture us with praise and worship, like monkeys and baboons. The same thing with relationship. When you allow that man to get you pregnant, you have given him your power. Ị ga na-ayọzi ya ayọ.
That's
The
it.
only power that you have is you keeping yourself.
Yes.
No matter how bad he makes you feel, oh, if you really love me, love me. If you really love me, go and meet my parents and do the right thing.
Exactly. I come
Show
from
that
some.
commitment. Let's talk
I come
about
from
love.
some. Exactly.
So why should he pay for a cow when he's already milking the cow? What is
And
the
their
motivation?
birds and snakes do better. Birds and snakes do better in choosing life partners and like saying this is what I want to do, not just treating them anyhow. Go ahead, sir. I don't mean to interrupt you there.
It's true. It's true. At this things, those information are out there. Go and check. Before a bird will lay for another bird to climb on top of her, she will make sure the bird knows how to fly and get food. She will force him to go and build net so that he can go there and make sure that, I mean, nest, so that he can go
Yes,
there and make sure that nest is done right. If it's not done right, she bounce. She leaves you
it's
and goes to
over.
the person.
It's
She will
over.
make sure you knows how to pluck feathers and all that stuff. She will make sure you get food, pack it up, and then come and drop it. She will like literally like make sure that you meet all those goals. Before now, she will lay down and allow the other guy to come on top or the
Talk
other.
of assessment. Talk of assessment.
Are we human beings doing that? No. We have left everything that women are the cheapest thing in the market. And when you're destroying your women, you're destroying your nation. You think it's all about you getting your way, having your way. When you destroy your women, you're destroying your future and your nation. Go and ask Black Americans here how it is for them. The same thing that our women, we need our women and we need our men. When we are having children without our men in the house, we are raising potential criminals. No other ways. So we need each other, bottom line. We need each other. We need each other to complete each other.
Yep.
We cannot have it any other way. That's the only way the exploitation will stop. That is the only way, at least minimize, if not, completely stop. That is the only other way. Go ahead, sister.
Yes, that's the only other. We must find ourselves worthy again, and then we're going to tell. It's important for us to do that, because if we don't find ourselves worthy, nobody would. So it's important for us. We have to look inwards and begin to take that responsibility to bring back the value, our self worth. It is our responsibility as African women. We need to recover ourselves, our original version, not the fake one that is being sold to us. And we are even being exploited to get that. That queenly, elegant personality that is full of confidence and prestige, we need to get it back. The system has crippled you as an African woman, but you need to recover your self identity. You need to find out who you are. You need to dissociate yourself from those that are belittling you and those that are devaluing you. You need to do that. You have to be intentional about it. You need to seek how to empower yourself spiritually, intellectually, and financially. It is your responsibility as an African woman. And we beg our brothers and our brothers, mothers, fathers to please help the African woman to do this. No amount of fixing your outward will fix the inside.
Mm-mm.
The hollowness is inside. Fixing outside is wasting money, exploiting. You're exploiting yourself. You're allowing them to exploit you. The hurt and the brokenness inside needs to be fixed. So that's where the work is needed. Inside, we need to seek healing. We know some of you have been raped. We know so many things have happened to you. That's why there's hollowness. That's why there's void. But we need to work inside to fill it, not by getting outside fixed. Let's fix the society. Let's fix this system. Let's fix Nigeria so that we can stop the hurting of our women, daughters of the land. So much is being done to the woman. The women are being vulnerable and exploited because there's no system. What we have is not a democracy. We are not yet practicing democracy. What we have is military dictatorship because there's no democracy with a military constitution. For you to have democracy, you need a democratic constitution. That is the constitution of the people because government is of the people. Government for the people, by the people. That is democracy, not government of military, not government of elite. So we haven't started people and we need to start. Somebody will say, okay, how do we do it? By taking back our roots. The daughters of Igbo land, the Umuabra, we call them, for those that do not understand the language, Umuada, that's the daughters of the land. They have started that journey and they began it on the 10th of December 2020, this Saturday that passed. Through Umadibo Declaration, they are seeking liberation, freedom from the bondage called Nigeria. Because that's what Nigeria has become, the union of death for the children and for the ethnic nations who ought to be nations of their own, independent, self-rule. It's through colonialism, they got all of us entrapped. That's why we can't move forward. So the women are charting a pathway out for the existential crisis of the Igbo people. We encourage other nations. I don't like it when people say, oh, why are you saying that you're a tribe? You're this. We are not tribes. We are nations. Somebody reduced our value. The way they reduce the value of our women, that's how they reduce the value of our nations. We are nations and we can collaborate with other neighboring nations. We don't need to be reduced to tribes or reduced to people that cannot do anything for themselves. We need to take back the responsibility for our future and then taking charge of our space. That's where it's going to start. When you take the responsibility of your future, it means that you have to, for you to take care of the responsibility of your future, you need to take charge of your space. You come from somewhere as an African woman. You are unique. You have a very big role to guide and nurture children and the next generation. So enlightening a woman will drive away lies and false claims and superstitious beliefs. That's why it's important. That's why we come here, to get our women and our people enlightened on the days ahead, things that we need to do. If you enlighten a woman, you generally improve the family standard, stabilize the society in general. It will help us to preserve the core values and way of life of any society. That's why it's important. We encourage our women to be skilled. Get yourself educated. When we talk of acquiring education, it's not just to go to, it's not just, sorry, I'm trying to get a comment. When we get, sorry, I'm trying to, my sister is asking me something. Okay, so when we get skilled and educated, we can get the women educated. Because when we talk of education, it's not just the just get degrees, PhD. Even you learning how to sew, how to fix hair, how to acquiring the skills, business, setting up business, generally to to empower the woman financially. You see, you improve the economy of the country. Check about that. Look at the population of the women. We have a lot of women. If you render these women powerless, you are affecting the economy of the country because we need their resilience. We need women to be strong. So it's good for us to work together in empowering our women to build that inner beauty, that personality, that character. The virtuous African women, we have always been like that. That's who we used to be. We need to retrieve that back and stop this exploitation. Because when you exploit an African woman, you exploit her offsprings, and then you exploit anything that matters to her. Someone needs to do something fast. We need to save African women. We need to save the mothers of tomorrow, tomorrow's children. We need to save humanity. We cannot lift African continent up if the African woman is being exploited, if the African woman is beaten down and out. For the sake of our women and children, let us act fast to block this exploitation. And what is the tool being used to exploit? For Nigeria, for instance, 1999 constitution is that instrument of exploitation. Because of 1999 constitution, there is lack of rule of law. The society is broken down, which is why Ninas on the 16th of December 2020 did what is called constitutional force majeure. Some lawyers say, oh, there was no war. Says who? There is war. The introduction of Sharia into a secular state is already breach of the contract called constitution, if you even had any. So if you check what you have, we the people, we the peoples are supposed to come, then say we want to form a union, and then have a constitution that will guide us. For you to have a true federation, you need to get federating documents from the federating units so that they will make their input and say, this is how we want to federate. This is how we want to live. These are the terms and conditions. And then you come together. But we said we have not had it. The Nigerian indigenous ethnic nations are saying that we have been enslaved. Our sovereignty has been hijacked, and we want to get it back. That's why that statement was made on the 16th of December, 2020. Yesterday was the second anniversary of that proclamation. And we are moving into the enforcement phase. So this territory, the caliphate, conquered this territory through the 1999 constitution. This territory is rich in resources. We have to fix it. That's the first thing to do. We have to fix this space, because when you fix this space, then you begin to fix other parts of Africa. When you fix Africa, you are fixing African women. African women need to be fixed. African women need to be empowered. Then the entire world will become a better place for everyone. Peace will reign. But if you have not done that, you are trying to use the military decree called constitution to go into election. When the person wins, what will the person use to rule? The person is only using the military document to rule. We thank you all for the consensus coming up, because we are seeing people, some are lawyers, they are coming, we can see that consensus around the problem. We have said the 1999 constitution is the problem. The lawyers, the senior advocates of Nigeria, at the end of this battle, some of you might lose your practice, because it will be obvious to our people that you are quack. You have been quack, you have been fake. If you do not know that you cannot use a military document to rule, to create democracy, if you do not know that when the people have not met, they cannot have a union, if you do not know that in the preamble of a constitution that says we the people, that if you cannot amend the preamble of a constitution, it means that you cannot amend the constitution. That means you have not even, you have not got a constitution. Why is it that you don't have a constitution? You don't have a union yet. You have to have a union before you have a constitution. We have not had meeting as we the peoples, because in this space we have the peoples. We the people is a lie. So let us begin. And then for those that are refusing to listen, you see, whether this election holds or does not hold, the person that comes out, there will be a serious war between the people supporting them and the people against them. These criminals called politicians are under serious tension right now. and they will kill to do anything to get whatever they want, because for them is a cash cow. They continue to milk the people. That is what they do. Now the people are on one side. There's a consensus being built around the problem called Nigeria. Now, those that have been benefiting from the status quo are pushing on with this constitution, with this election. You know what? At the end of the day, there will be serious chaos. Only those that embrace truth will be delivered. Are you going to be one of the people that will be delivered? Because this problem, this union dispute, will consume a lot of fake people. Thank you
And
very much.
that includes the actors that turn into politicians that are now doing obedient, that are telling our people to vote for election because guess what? At the end of the day, it's about them. They are
Yes,
looking to become minister of nonsense, minister
exactly.
of something. You know, there we go again, promoting mediocrity. You go from doing movie to being a state representative or whatever, and now you want to tell us about who to vote. It's
Mm,
all about them, my people. They are criminals. They are partners in this. And sometimes when they see something good going on, Ninas, they will come in and say, oh, Ninas is the only way out. Ninas is the pathway. Ninas. When they get their money, because it's all about money, they came to Ninas. Nobody gave them money because we came with the truth. We came
yes.
to evangelize the truth. When they found that there was no money coming to Ninas, they moved to the camp. Oh, vote for him. He's going to make a change. Somebody in Finland, don't cause any problem. We're here to vote. It's all about them and their children. As
Yes.
you are burning, their children lives in a high-rise apartment in London. They don't know economy is going down. As we are talking, they are getting rewarded for the good work they are doing because it's all about them at the end of the day. If these people are for our people, they will be seeking for real change. They will be
Yes.
seeking for meaningful change. They will be seeking for sustainable change. It's all about them. The sooner we wake up and recognize these enemies because they will come in different formats. They will come in the name of a pastorhood about, oh, you've watched my movies 20 million times. I used to be a slave in movies, but now I'm the big girl in movies. You have seen them all. You know, they used to be the voodoo girls. Now they are the cheeky girls. It's
Mhm.
all about them, my people. Wake up. We need to do this right. There is the only benefit to doing this thing right is that we will leave something tangible for our children. Enough
Yes.
of the mediocrity, enough of the fakeness, enough of the pretense, enough of the, oh, this is the, let's hurry up and do it this way. Stop the Appian way. Stop the Appian way. Let's do it the right way and get the predetermined outcome that we are looking for. We know what the answers are. And like my sister said, we want to say kudos to those that are coming out. Some of these people, we have spoken to them 1 million times, you know, but whenever agitated to come and say it is equally okay because either way, this is this truth, because that's what we are, truth ambassadors. I gone on until your stack of lies will fall and either kill you or wake you up to do the right thing.
We
So,
say
little bit of announcement. Yesterday was Nina's constitutional first major anniversary. So, like my sister explained to you guys, we are on this course. Nobody is going anywhere.
no.
But even if you complete this election and they kill you and bury you, we will continue this journey. We are not going anywhere.
Yes.
The right
Yes.
thing must be done. Una talk real. The right thing must be done. You will be angry, you will be flying in your ears, the boss. You will never get a rest until you guys do the right thing. And we're not
Yes.
gonna have it any other way. So till
Mm-mm.
next week, we will see you guys next week. Is it next week? Yeah.
Yes.
Next, is it next week, next year? No. Okay. We still have more, 2 more weeks. So
Yes.
till next week, please be safe. Like we said, you know, our sisters, we need to do differently. Thank God for New Year. The New Year is a time for us to begin the new life that we are seeking. You know, stop the fakeness, be comfortable in your own skin. It's
Yes.
okay. Be comfortable with who you are. I'd rather have you have your money in your pocket than to have Indian hair on your hair and there's no money in your pocket. Stop
Mm-mm.
carrying the slave master's name and thinking that's what's going to make you worthy. All you're carrying is a badge of enslavement, please. Okay. Your name brand bag just showed us that you are enslaved. You don't know who you are because if you know who you are, there is no way the man's name in Italy will be the one that will make you feel worthy. If you
Same
know
you.
who you are, there's no way the man's name, you random guy you don't know in France, will be the one to make you feel worthy. You should be worthy for who you are. An African woman, that is good enough. Let's
Yes.
stop the madness. Let's stop giving them our money. Let's use the money to raise our children and help our husbands, because we
Yes.
know the society is against our husbands. When they're paying
Exactly.
other people $1 million, they're paying them $100,000. So
Mhm.
we cannot afford to use the extra money that we have to go and make the same enemy rich. If we're
No.
reaching them with our hair, we're reaching them with their name brand shoes and bag and clothes and everything else. Stop the madness, Ozugozien.
Stop. Stop.
Ozugozien. You are good the way you are. We love you the way you are. You are beautiful the way you are. Our children are beautiful. Yeah. Our community, they have it. And that's good
Yes.
enough. With that, we move. With that, we bounce. Stop the
Yes.
low self-esteem. Rise up, African women. Rise up. In
Right.
closing, I want to show you guys a video just for those of you that are not in America. Our brother, Trevor Noah, gave a shout out when nobody expected it. They thought he was gonna give, because he was a white person that gave him opportunity. He did thank him and all that stuff. And to aim it, he gave them a double whammy by shouting a kudos to African women. So I think it's worthy to be emulated. Thank you. A lot of our African brothers won't be able to do that. I know a lot of Nigerian men won't do it. They will be so afraid the slave master will follow them and kill them in the hallway. But he was on national TV and he gave kudos, and it was the story of the week last week. So we'll
So,
close with that.
Facebook, YouTube, we do not own this video. Please
Yes,
allow us to play it so that people can, our audience can enjoy it before they start
I know.
blocking our video for something again.
Uh, Thank you, my sister, for even remembering that. I'm used to the blocking. I have block on, I have block on. You know what? Let me get the link, because, like Sister P said, they may block our video even if they see. Let me put the link down here in case if any of you wants to go and see it
Yes,
yourself, because
please.
they want us to be talking online. That's all. That's
I'm
all they want
telling
you
you.
to do. Or you didn't see her like Coral B, you'll be dancing like this. Then they will be showing you 1 million views. And
Yeah.
when we want to empower our people, their algorithm is all again. It's not just us, so though they're doing it to everybody else. When you're saying the truth, they will block your
They'll
algorithm,
block. Yeah,
because
yeah.
they want people to remain stupid and be following their mediocrity. And we're saying not under our watch.
No more.
Thank God. The work we're doing is working.
Yes.
I saw my daughter do something this past weekend that I'm like, I'm doing a good job. Mhm.
Yes.
Heaven
Yes.
came down and bowed.
Yes.
So we are doing
Amen.
a good job. Keep
Yes.
on
We are.
blocking. Before
Yes.
you know it, we'll be in your office and turn off that algorithm.
Okay. When African woman arises, the world
Oh
will see.
yeah, we'll be in your office and turn off your algorithm, okay?
For some, but special shout out to Black women.
Yay.
I,
Yay. Thank you.
I've I've often been credited with having these grand ideas of people like, oh, Trevor, you're so smart and you're so, and then I'm like, who do you think teaches me? You know, who do you think has shaped me, nourished me, informed me? From my mom, my grand, my aunts, all these Black women in my life, but then in America as well. I always tell people, if you truly want to learn about America, talk to Black women.
Don't cry, my boy. We got this.
Yeah,
We're here.
because unlike everybody else, Black women cannot afford to around and find out. Black people understand how hard it is when things go bad, especially in America, but any place where Black people exist, whether it's Brazil, whether it's South Africa, wherever it is, when things go bad, Black people know that it gets worse for them.
Yep.
But Black women in particular, they know what shit is, genuinely. People always be shocked. They'll be like, why do Black women turn out the way they do in America? Why do they vote the way? Yeah, because they know what happens if things do not go the way it should. They cannot afford to around and find out. And to Black women who have taught me, all of them, I mean, the scholars online, the authors, everybody, the Roxanne Gays, the Tressie McMillan Cottons, I'll remember the names, the Zoe Tamudzis, the like brilliant, brilliant women have taken the time to inform me, to educate me, to argue with me. The Tarana Burks who laughed with me, talking about everything from sexual assault to just what life is like. Yeah, man, I'll tell you now, do yourself a favor. you truly want to know what to do or how to do it, or maybe the best way or the most equitable way, talk to Black women. They're a lot of the reason that I'm here, and so I'm grateful to them. I'm grateful to every single one of you. This is
Yes, my child, we are grateful for you for standing
Yeah,
up. We are
yeah.
so grateful for standing up in the midst of fear and everything else and make your pronouncement and your session. Don't worry, we are coming up, y'all. We are coming up. Well done.
Please
Please,
share,
till next
share,
week. Yes, share, share, share. Till
share,
next
share.
week, remain safe. Do not overtax yourself for
Nope.
like about this Christmas. If your wife is giving you trouble, call me. I'll take care of her. Okay, she needs deliverance. We are
Yes,
going to treat this Christmas Day and New Year Day as another day. Nobody is gonna steal our resources and steal our joy and steal anything. We're going to treat it as another day and we bounce. Okay?
women, please do not stress your husbands and boyfriends and those that are planning to marry you. Don't chase them away with your attitude.
Yes. So until
Stop
next
the
week,
frustration.
remain safe. We love you
Love
guys.
you.
Bye.